Hello and welcome to another Construction Toy Dude review. Firstly, I'm sorry for the lack of activity on YouTube recently. I've not been well for a couple of weeks, so I'm kind of behind. Anyways, looking at the numbers, this is my 25th review, so I thought I'd do something I hadn't done before, which is review a set made by the letter K. I've no idea about this brand. I've not been able to find anything out about it. They must just import the toys from China and slap the K brand on them. There's no company details or anything. It just says made in China. But this set reports to be 3 in 1. Well, there we go. You can't ask for more than that, can you? This is a Fire Rescue Series set. Reference number 13020, and it has 112 pieces. Now let's just take a closer look at the picture in the box. Are you inspired with confidence by that? I'm not really. Looking at the back, there are the alternative builds listed, and you can see it cost me the grand sum of £3.99. So let's get this box open. 1, 2, 3 bags of parts, and you get an instruction sheet. Quite good quality paper actually, better than I was expecting. The instructions are quite densely printed on because it's got the instructions for the 3 possible builds, but it does list the parts you need for each step, so that gives it a thumbs up from me anyway. Here are the 112 pieces all laid out. All of them are pretty much copies of Lego elements and pieces. The only one I've not seen before is this one here. If this is a copy of a Lego piece, it is probably a Lego Technic element. I don't really build the Technic sets, so that's probably why I've not seen it before. Anyway, the first thing that struck me is the quality. Plastic is really high quality, and the pieces are all well moulded. There's no excess plastic, no discoloration or anything like that. So for an unknown brand, that is very impressive. This is the first incarnation of the model, the one that comes on the front of the box there. It looks okay from the side, as the actress said to the bishop, but when you turn it to a front view, it's not so good. The cab just looks awkward. It looks a bit like a garden shed someone's decided to tack onto the front of a lorry. On the rear is this device, which I'm guessing is meant to be a water cannon. It can be tilted slightly. Looks more like a cement truck to me than a fire engine. Actually, there's something in the cab. Door open. Speaking about the cab, would you like to see how strong it is? Wow. That's what I call structural integrity. It's because the roof is built up of pieces which don't actually connect to anything. I'll show you here. The sides just sit across like that. This does not attach to the back of the cab, and the centre of the cab roof simply lay 2 1x3 smooth tiles across, which are not attached to anything either. So yeah, that is just brilliant. Plus there's very little clearance between the front fender of the truck and the ground. So design wise, this is not going to score very highly. However, this is only one of 3 possible designs, so out of duty I'm going to now show you the other 2. This is the second possible build. and it's actually this one that's on the front of the box, not the first one. You can forgive me for thinking it was, because the differences between them are not very significant. There's just a wee change on the detailing of the fender, and the water cannon is a different design, plus fixed position now. You can't raise and lower it. Something in the cab again. Really? Anyway, the cab is the same design, which means interestingly the second design doesn't use all the pieces. There's 5 left over here. No spare pieces were included in this set apart from, there we go, 1 spare minifigure hand, and that was all. But there were no missing parts. Last but definitely not least, we have the final possible build. And no, I've not got it back to front. This really is the direction of travel. The water cannon has been plonked on the front and the cab is behind. So when driving along, the operator will not be able to see where he's going because of this stuck in front of his windshield. Fantastic. Now, I know this looks completely ridiculous, but it's actually my favourite one of the 3 because it reminds me of something from Gerry Anderson's Thunderbird series. Dun 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 dun. You can imagine this coming out of one of Thunderbird 2's pods and going off to put out a blaze in the Empire State Building or something. Anyway, the cab has had a slight redesign on the roof. Still extremely... oh, that is it. That is the final straw. I can only be pushed so far before I snap. Goodbye. There are quite a few pieces left over when you build the 3rd model. Here they are. Here is the minifigure which comes with the set. Basically a carbon copy of a Lego one. If I stand next to him you will see. This of course means that K are in breach of trademark law because Lego registered their minifigure as a 3-dimensional trademark to stop other companies copying it. Does he have an accessory? Why, yes he does. He comes with a fire extinguisher, but because this piece on the end here has been coloured red rather than blue to represent water, it's actually a blowtorch, which means we have a firefighter here who turns up in a cap rather than a firefighter's helmet with a blowtorch. Perhaps he's actually an arsonist and goes around setting fire to things so he can then go and put it out again. And it wouldn't be a review without scoring it, would it? So starting off with quality, this easily gets a 4. The pieces are extremely well made, they clutch together really nicely. In fact, I had to use a brick separator on them sometimes when taking it to pieces in order to build another model. Design, unfortunately this will only get a 2 for design because they were a bit rubbish. All versions of the vehicle are a bit rubbish. I like this one because it reminds me of Thunderbirds, but it is a bit rubbish. Very little thought seems to have gone into them, and the structural integrity of the cab is pathetic. Buildability, well, it does have 3 possible builds, which means it automatically scores a 2.5, but I'm going to knock that up to a 3 because, to be honest, I did enjoy taking it to pieces and building each variety. Value for money, well, I paid £3.99 for this. In fact, I got this in the gift shop of the Lakeland Motor Museum down in Cumbria, England, when we were on holiday recently. I'll pop a picture in here of the Motor Museum because it's a fantastic place. This is the only place I've actually seen K-sets. I checked online, couldn't find them on eBay, nothing on Amazon, nothing even on AliExpress. The only place I could actually find K-sets retailed was an Indonesian website called Tokopedia. I think I might have actually set up an account with them because I was under the influence of prescription medication at the time and not in the best frame of mind. I didn't actually buy anything or give them my credit card details, thankfully. I've forgotten what I was talking about. Yes, value for money. Anyway, the score is going to be I'm going to give it a 2.5 because 3 possible builds for $3.99. Can't really complain too much, can you? Play value, that's going to have to be a 2 because the cab is so flimsy, kids are going to get very frustrated when they're playing around and the model constantly falls to pieces. This gives a final score of 15.5. Don't quote me on that, my maths is terrible. But 15.5 is what I get in my head, so we will go with 15.5. I've not actually shown you the minifigure in the cab, have I? There we go. Break this down.